You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe, and worldwide at irlonestar.com.
Mornings with Lone Star. It's 10:11. We just came out of a music break. You got Dick and Skippy in the studio. I'm Skippy. Dick's the other one. We are sponsored today by Conroe Coffee and Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. While you've been jamming to the tunes, we've added to our studio mix. Dick, we have people in our studio.
We do. But I want to clear up something.
What's that?
Called Granite Mountain Records Vault. That's the one owned by the Mormons. And then down the road is another one called Perpetual Storage, Inc. And that's where everyone can freely store their stuff for probably a heavy price. They have 24/7 security
Wait,
there.
so you mean the Mormons now have all my baby pictures?
Well, no, this is down the road.
Okay. I just got to make sure I send it to the right one.
It's down the road.
Okay, just checking on that. Thank you for that clarification.
I'm just letting
Dick.
you know. It's a real deal.
It's
open 24 hours a day. If you want to call, it's 801-942-1950. And they probably won't give you a discount if we tell you to call them. But
Give it a try.
just tell
Hey,
them
give it a try.
anyway.
Hey, I heard you on Dick and Skippy
I
this
heard
morning.
this.
Dick
But
and Skippy,
you
getting
know
it
what?
right.
I am kind of interested to see how much it costs. Because they offer 24-hour, it's open 24 hours, and they can deliver your contents to you.
They gotta charge you an arm and a leg on that, because otherwise everyone would be doing it. So it'd be, your puppy picture.
It's below 200 feet of solid granite rock.
Wow.
What do you think is there besides, like, movie stuff?
Jimmy Hoffa.
I don't know who that is.
Oh my God.
Is that because he's inside the vault and I have never seen inside this vault?
Yes,
You
that's
think
right.
so? Who's Jimmy Hoffa?
Hoffa. Okay.
Hey, ladies, you can laugh all you want, but he's got to tell me.
Jimmy Hoffa is one of the great unsolved mysteries, right up there with D.B. Cooper.
Okay.
Okay, never mind. So he was.
I know who D.B. Cooper is
Okay.
because of X-Files.
Okay, there you go.
That's the only reason I know that.
Alrighty. Well, Jimmy Hoffa was the president of the Teamsters Union who disappeared one day, and
Think mafia.
could be in mafia.
Was he mafia, or did he disappear
He would have
because
been
of mafia?
He would have been disappeared by the mafia because he was he was running. He was holding the Teamsters Union pretty much hostage, basically saying your product is not going across state lines unless you take care of us. The Teamsters are the truckers union.
Yeah.
And so he had many enemies. Oh,
But
yeah.
They never found the body.
Never
So
found the
that's
body.
kind of a joke.
So where's Hoffa's
Oh.
body?
Right.
That's a stupid joke.
Okay, we're going to start again. Mornings with Lone Star.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back.
Brought to you by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning and Conroe Coffee.
While you've been listening to music, we've doubled our studio space. That's right. We have special guests in the studio.
Yeah, I'm very excited about today. I wanted to see if I get this right. County Judge Court 2? Is that how you do it?
You got all the words in
But
there.
just but it just mixes
Different
it
words.
around.
He's-
County Court at Law Judge.
Yeah.
Okay,
She's not
but
county
two.
judge.
2.
Two.
So
'Cause
there's a one.
Well, you have a
Why couldn't we
website,
get
and I
number
was
one?
checking it out, and I was like, it's kind of random to throw 2 in there.
We have 5.
So, but I mean, I feel like there's a better system to notify people what you do instead of just the number 2. Is that because literally when I walk into the building, there's a 1, there's a 2, there's a
Yes.
3? Is that how
Yeah.
it?
I'm just a number. I'm just number 2. Actually, my court is the second county court at law that was created in Montgomery County. So
Okay.
the third is the third one, and then a few
It's like the
years
fire
later,
stations. Why Station 12 is next to, Station 42, which is next to Station 1. That's when they're built.
And the district courts actually work the same way. So the 9th District Court, which is the lowest number we have in Montgomery County, that was actually the 9th District Court for the whole state of Texas. So the 435th, which is the
Wow.
last one that we had, was the 435th District Court created in the state of Texas.
And no one's ever like, we don't ever need to start over.
No,
Well, I think they should do it like, the Greek. Wouldn't you rather be the judge for county court at law alpha? You get the Greek letters. That just adds so much more badassery to that.
I am the alpha.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Welcome to beta court.
I think we have a couple of those, even if they don't have the actual title.
Oh, we may get some dirt from Judge Claudia Laird.
Stay tuned.
Oh, this is awesome. With Judge Laird.
Well, with the judge here, what is County Court Law 2?
So County Court at Law number 2 handles half of the civil caseload. for the county. So
Okay.
car wrecks, breach of contract, credit card companies.
It's if
kinda-
I file a civil suit on somebody, not
Sure.
not a government agency. Can government people file civil suits?
Government people file civil suits all the time. We handle all the condemnation cases for the county, which is so when there's a road widening, like so when they widened to I-45 or when
Okay.
99 came through, all the lands that they take, they have to go through this big proceeding that goes all the way back to the Magna
You actually
Carta.
have to go into court to do this?
Oh my goodness, yes.
There's no
Yes.
way to do it as like, let's meet at this Starbucks and
Well, in New Orleans maybe, but not in Texas.
no, I'm
Well,
just curious.
They can always, the landowner and the state can always, make an agreement. But if they don't agree and they
Then
want to
they
fight it out,
Oh,
then
okay.
then it's our court. But all the cases, whether they agree or not, they all have to be filed in our court. I guess.
So
it's
are you
just,
happy that bullet train isn't being built in Montgomery County?
Well,
I imagine people are going to be upset about
it just
that.
keeps me employed.
That's true.
And I'm actually not allowed to say because what if the route for the bullet train changes and then those
And then they
cases
get-
end up in my court? I'd have to recuse myself.
Because I was about to say, maybe you can campaign, keep me employed.
I will follow the law. That is
Ooh.
my official.
There you go. That's her tagline.
But we did have one of the last condemnation cases we had, just to let you know how big,
Yeah, no,
how
that's what
big
I'm-
these cases get. Because a lot of people think, oh, county court, we're the little like lower court, we're not the big important district courts. But the county court, because it handles all these condemnation cases, we had one come through on 99. They're all typically always when they go to trial, they're in the millions of dollars. But the area of 99 that intersects 59 over in East County, where they have the nice development and everything, the jury awarded $36 million for that section, just that one section. So
And to let people know, condemnation is the expression of very strong disapproval. Is that what am I understanding this right?
we call them condemnations because the land is actually kind of condemned to
Okay.
the state. Eminent domain is another name we use for it. But
So condemnation and eminent domain are pretty much the same animal?
right, unless you're talking about condemning a building because
Right.
it's not livable. But basically, that's just kind of the short term we refer to them as. And anytime the state takes anything, like we have some coming through now, because remember when they kind of started making all the water pipes to South County?
Mhm.
Remember all the construction? So those cases are now coming ripe. Those are all in my court. So
Oh, okay.
anytime you see construction, the toll road that's going to go through Magnolia, that'll end up all
But
being in
you
my
are
court.
required to go through the court no matter what.
Yes.
Yeah, to file it with the court at the very least, right?
They're really interesting cases. Before I became a
Yeah,
judge,
that's what I mean. Like I can't
I-
imagine me trying to be a swindler, but like let's just do it at my house. Come over, we'll have a couple drinks. But you can't do that.
So what they do is whatever state authority, whatever government authority wants the condemnation, which might be like the city of Oak Ridge might want it, the Montgomery County might want it, or it might be the state of Texas, depending on whose project it is. They will come and file in our court. And then the first thing I have to do is I have to appoint 3 commissioners, and they have to be landowners in Montgomery County that I know to be good and reputable people.
Well, I'm off
And
that list then.
Do they get compensated?
They do get compensated. They get $150 an hour, and that's paid by typically the condemning authority.
Wow.
And so they actually go hear the case first. So the lawyers for the landowner and the lawyers for the condemning authority will come in and they'll do the whole song and dance. I won't have anything to do with it. I won't even be there. I've never even seen it happen. And so then those 3 people, the citizens of the county, say how much was the fair market value of the property. And then the condemning authority has to put that money, so say it's $1 million. They put that in the registry of the court. As soon as they put that money in the registry of the court, they can break ground. Now, the fight can go on past that. If the landowner doesn't like the amount or the state doesn't like the amount, then they can object and come to court and have a big drawn-out case, which normally lasts a long time. But
when you say a long time, you mean like decades?
not. It's a long time for my court because we normally get through our cases in about a year. But those condemnation cases, they'll take typically about 3 years.
That's
to get
interesting because I
through.
can understand some people being stick in the mud about stuff, and especially there's so much room for, mistakes because you're dealing with so many different people, and then you always get that one guy you're almost so close, and they're like, no, I know this guy, he's lying, and then they have to start all over.
Well, from Texas, we're big on property rights.
Well, I know that's
Don't mess with our land.
yeah. No,
That's right.
That's serious business right there. So yeah, the landowners take it very seriously when someone comes along and says, "Hey, we're going to take this from
I'm
you."
just waiting for someone to come condemn my neighborhood and buy me out with eminent domain and get me in a better
we got to
house.
go to court.
No, I just got to like rig the dam or something so next time
Well,
it
you
rains
still have to
hard.
go to court regardless. Sounds like.
Okay, but say I'm on a first name basis, the
And
number
that
of
would be number 2.
divorces I filed.
That would be number 2 above the
Right.
door.
Yeah, number 2.
Number 2.
Beta court.
We
Yeah.
don't do divorces.
Beta
Sorry.
court.
Number 2 doesn't do
Yeah,
divorces.
it's roaming the halls. There's Thompson's getting divorced again. Okay. So we're about to throw someone else under the bus. We got Colleen Rice in the studio too. She's sitting right next to Judge Laird, and she is the or a court investigator.
I'm the court.
The court. Okay. So in your investigations, just want you to know he spells it SCHISSLER, and he's the 4th.
Thank you.
Okay, not the 3rd, not the 2nd.
Well,
Hopefully not
hopefully
the
I won't
5th.
be investigating him.
Oh, I think you should.
I'm appointed to investigate anytime there's a guardianship application filed. And guardianship is only for adults who are incapacitated or possibly incapacitated.
Mhm.
So anytime one of those applications is filed in the court, it's always in Judge Laird's court because she's the only one who hears anything probate. So when that's filed, I'm always appointed so that I can go in and make sure that there aren't any less restrictive alternatives to guardianship. Because like we honor our property rights in Texas, we also deem that individuals have their own rights to make their own decisions. And in guardianship, those are taken away. So it's a real serious subject.
So do you act as an actual guardian ad litem there, or?
I have in the past, before I was hired by the judge to come into our court recently,
Mhm.
I was a guardian ad litem and an attorney ad litem for people who were possibly under guardianship or people who
And a guardian.
and have been a guardian, yes. for
So, okay, what's
3
the
different
difference? Because
individuals.
we're throwing legal terms
Okay.
out there. Difference in a guardian and guardian ad litem are.
Well, a guardian can be any person. It doesn't have to be an attorney. A guardian is someone appointed by the court to represent, to actually take on those duties and responsibilities for a person who's incapacitated.
Mhm.
So you might see on forms legal guardian or parent. Those people who are acting for children, minors who are under 18, are a little bit different than we're talking about guardians for incapacitated adults.
Mhm.
But when you become a guardian, you literally take on any rights that the court has terminated on behalf of that individual. It may be all of their rights to make decisions, whether health care or business decisions, or maybe only particular rights that that person's incapable of executing themselves.
Awesome. And then ad litem is.
Ad litem is a legal term that means for the court. So you would be, you'd be either an attorney ad litem or a guardian ad litem. And the difference is if you're an attorney ad litem, you're representing a person you're appointed by the court to represent. If you're a guardian ad litem, you're still representing them, but you're supposed to look at the full picture and represent their best interest. If you're the attorney ad litem, they may say, I want to live on the moon. You're going to have to represent that's what they want. If you're the guardian ad litem, you can look at everything and say, Mr. X wants to live on the moon, but it's best that he live at this facility, and it is best that he have a guardian, even though he doesn't want one.
The ad litem process is in place because if someone is incapacitated or incompetent, they don't have the ability to go out and hire a lawyer. So it's automatically built into guardianship proceedings that whenever one is filed, the court appoints a guardian ad litem automatically to represent the proposed ward to protect their rights. Because the last thing we want to do is go out and take someone's constitutional rights
Are
away
we
and
talking
then
like a
have
Terry
lawyer.
Schiavo thing? Do you know who Terry Schiavo is?
Remind me the
Well-
name. Put it in context.
You don't know who it is? Oh my gosh!
No.
I can't believe you don't know
I
who
know
it
the
is.
name. I just remind me of the context.
Can't believe it.
Oh, hush.
It was that poor lady who was incapacitated and she had a
Yes,
tube.
yes.
And there was a
the
fight
over
between her
right to
parents
life.
and the.
I don't think she was under guardianship, but she is.
I was curious. That wasn't in Texas,
We
so it might be a
possibly,
little
if
different.
somebody in the county was like Terry Schiavo, yes, they would be a candidate
Okay.
for guardianship. Now, there are less restrictive alternatives in play. Could be in place, like powers of attorney, medical directives. She could just have supportive family members, and the doctors may or may not question their authority to act on her behalf. But the guardianship comes into play when nobody can get anywhere without those rights being determined.
Interesting stuff so far. We were.
I just hope I never experience it.
Yeah, you
No one.
You
Would
don't want
need-
a guardianship.
I'm just letting that know now. I don't want to deal with that.
Okay, well, I think after Colleen's investigation into you, I don't think that's me.
I think you're okay.
I don't think your continuing
So
freedom is
far,
going to
so
be
good.
an
I
issue.
did look up my license plate on the Harris County Toll Road Authority.
Uh-huh.
I owe $3 from two years ago.
Oh, pay it quickly.
They're
Yeah,
not-
2 years ago. I don't know. I'm like, I feel like that.
They're not
bet it-
accumulating interest and fines and fees.
Well, it just says that because I don't know.
He's afraid to find
This
out.
is beyond what we're trying to talk about. But I got an email from a friend saying they've been screwing up the TX tag with
Yeah,
because
there
they're
were
two
some
different.
issues
You know,
of
they're
that.
two different. The toll road
Easy
is,
Tag is the same as it's the same system as Texas Tag,
oh
but
yeah.
but they're separate
They're run by-
companies.
okay.
And so they were saying the folks who use Easy Tag aren't liking the TX tag right now for some reason. Not like it's a technical thing, not a like it's literally a hate you kind of thing.
oh, they were overbilled. I was one of them. I was overbilled, and I was getting nasty grams saying you owe us $42. I'm like, oh, I
And of
truly
course,
don't. And
I
man,
freak out and I'm like, I got to check this out right now because I know me. I owe thousands of dollars, and I didn't. I owe $3 from 2 years ago.
Well, I still owe the 500 from the. Apparently, I got a speeding ticket like 22 years ago in LaGrange that I totally can't remember.
What were you doing in LaGrange?
I don't know. That was after the chicken
Likely
ranch closed. I don't know. No,
What's wrong with LaGrange, Texas? What's wrong with that?
It's-
place?
it was
he
home of the
doesn't
chicken
know
ranch.
no.
Okay,
We're not going to have to explain.
Have you heard of Marvin Zindler?
that's how Marvin got his start. He closed down
You
the chicken
talking
ranch.
about that great
The best one-
documentary I saw with Dolly Parton?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
That was a real place.
That was in
Yeah, I
LaGrange.
know. That's where we play that Christmas song. It's not really a Christmas song.
Yeah, Hard
but she
Candy
wrote
Christmas,
she
yeah.
wrote the song for the deal.
Uh-huh.
Or she might not have written it, but
She wrote it.
so
No, actually, she didn't.
Did you
That
go
was in the
there?
original- Huh?
did you actually ever?
No, I'm not that old. Not that I'm going to admit in front of a judge on live air. No.
What a sad story.
No, I was halfway to Austin because LaGrange means halfway point, and LaGrange is the halfway point between Houston and Austin. There you go. Put that in your Funkin' Wagnalls.
I've gone through LaGrange. That's why I was wondering. I was like, what's so bad about going through? there?
Well, apparently, if you go, 75 in a 70 zone, you get pulled over, apparently. And I totally forgot about it. And that's why I got a call the other day from a lawyer going, you want to take care of this? I'm laughing, going, take care of what? Well, you have a and it literally took me like 10 minutes to remember that I'd even been through LaGrange once. And so it's racked up like $500 for a failure to appear. So I gotta get a lawyer in my pocket so I can get this taken care of.
I think you can get that dismissed.
I'm thinking, it was like, lady, this is 22 years old. I believe in paying my debts and stuff, but this is 22 years
How'd you
old.
find me?
Yeah. Well, I've been in the book.
That's kind of amazing that they came looking after
Yeah.
you.
And she said, well, you want to take care of this quick before they put out a warrant. I'm like, they're going to put out a warrant
I'm
after
guessing-
22 years.
I'm guessing after the chicken ranch left, they've been kind of
They-
slow.
Yeah, they got to build the revenue
They've been
somehow.
kinda-
I knew
they've been
it.
kinda
There's
slow.
quotas. I knew it. We got lots of like legal type and judicial type stuff to ask Judge Laird.
Yeah, we did have to take a break,
Mhm.
and so when we come back, we'll ask all those easy softball questions for her. And no,
I'll take some easy questions.
all right.
Don't ask about
I'm gonna
Jimmy
lob
Hoffa or
some softball.
LaGrange.
Oh, great.
I can't believe I didn't know that. I can't believe you didn't.
I'm going to sit
I mean,
down.
I can't believe
Dick, you and I are going to sit down over New Year's over some beers, legally obtained beers,
Yeah.
and I'm going to teach you some history that you need to know.
All right.
Okay.
We'll be back. Mornings of Lone Star brought to you by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning and Conroe Coffee. We're going to do a short sponsor break. Say thank you to those guys. We'll be right back.
Clean Sweep Office Cleaning has been Montgomery County's business cleaning service since 2002, offering professional office cleaning in areas such as restroom, stairwells, elevator, floor care, pretty much every angle of your office. One-time cleaning is available, but you will want these guys back. Offering daily, weekly, monthly scheduled cleanings, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning works around your business needs. Schedule a cleaning today online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or call 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Between the Crichton Theater and the Owen Theater, Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with tasty treats and Italy's favorite coffee. Have your favorite coffee or just have a midday snack be personally delivered to you at any location in downtown Conroe. All you have to do is call 936-CONROE-C or 936-266-7632.
We'd like to thank our sponsor at Conroe Coffee for supporting Mornings with Lone Star and Lone Star Community Radio. Don't forget to check them out online at conroecoffee.com.
We're back. Mornings with Lone Star. It's 10:32. Took a quick sponsor break. We still got Judge Claudia Laird and court investigator Colleen Rice in the studio with us. We're finding out all kinds of stuff. I'm putting out a warning to LaGrange Popo. You may have messed with the wrong Skippy here. I'm going to fight this thing. I'm fighting it. You can't get me after 22 years.
I wouldn't do it.
You think I'm just going to pay the $500? And
You're not from LaGrange.
is there? Are you implying like you got to know people there? Like,
Oh, yeah.
got to be a brother-in-law?
Yeah.
I've been married. I don't know. One of my ex-wives could be like a LaGrange woman. I could be in on that.
Would that be a good thing or a
Yeah.
bad thing?
You got an interesting.
Just drop a name. You never know. Are you?
A little weird there.
Moving on. So we have Judge Claudia Laird. So County Court of Law 2 is primarily civil. Is it civil only or
Civil and probate.
civil and probate? Oh, okay.
Okay,
And-
so I have to throw in probate doesn't mean probation. People always think I'm talking about probation, criminal cases. So probate is when you're taking care of your loved one's estates once they have passed away, taking care of wills and things like that. Not criminal cases.
I'm taking everything with me when I go.
Well, I think
Everything.
some people try to. I haven't seen anyone do it successfully yet.
No, we're talking funeral pyre, Viking funeral, comic book collection, doused with kerosene.
Right?
It's all going with me.
But how can you make sure someone actually follows your wishes?
I know people. The number of people who want me dead, believe me, they'll make it happen. Guaranteed.
You
Guaranteed.
might have to go get your loot out of that vault, though.
Yeah, I sent it to the wrong vault. I don't think the Mormons are ever going to give it up now. Thanks for sending me to the wrong vault, Dick.
It was just down the street.
Oh, great.
Honest mistake.
You may as well have sent me to County Court at Law 1.
Do you think
Alpha.
that ever happens?
What? Like you're the wrong vault?
Yeah, like you pull up and you're like, oh yeah, I'm looking for this. Oh, that's down the street. That's down the mountain
That's
on the,
the other vault.
That's it'd be really strange.
That's the Gamma Vault. See, I'm telling you, you add a Greek letter to it, it makes it sound really cool.
It does.
Yeah, right?
So we would be the beta court.
Beta courts.
We'd have to get some of those little fish. They could be our mascot, little beta fish.
Right? Those beta fish, they're pretty, or is it betas or betas? They're the ones that like beat the snot out of each other.
They're mean. I had one
They're like the size of my thumbnail.
in college, and what I found out later was my poor beta was totally stressed out after a few months, and then I found out my roommate was putting a mirror in front of its little bowl, tormenting it.
Because they're like,
Oh, that's
smash
real?
into it. Yeah.
Oh, they get really
I
mad.
had a
They're
beta called
territorial.
Bobo. Bobo the beta, who actually lasted for 6 years. They have a life expectancy of like 18 months, but this guy was like pure evil. And so evil survives. And so seriously, I had this fish for 6 years. And you just get down there and those gills would come flaring out. And he'd give you that look like, I'll kill you. Give me out of it. I will
Get
kill
into
you.
this fish
Get in
bowl.
this fish bowl.
We might,
You're on my turf.
we might be the beta court. That might fit us.
Awesome.
We need some betas.
We're going to get t-shirts made. Claudia Laird, the beta judge.
Well, with what you cover at the court, we do have to talk about this stuff.
Okay, we'll talk judicial
What-
stuff.
We're having too much fun.
Well, the court has fun too, right? No,
You guys
it's
rocking?
it's all business, isn't it? You cannot.
I got a question. Okay, so now with probate and civil, would that include family, like adoptions and stuff, or is that a different court?
Those are different courts.
Okay.
Although I had fun this year. They let me out of my cage. They let me do adoption day this year. So
Really?
I got to do with the little Santa Claus and the elves and the choir and all the kids getting adopted. It was awesome.
I got to say, this is really, really quick story. For my second divorce down in Richmond, it was apparently adoption day that day too. So I was like one of the very few divorces that day. But no, because I was the ex didn't even like show up or anything, so it was a really smooth process for me. But I got to in the court before me was all the adoptions, and the judge was like, she was awesome, and so she like make that official, and then she'd come around and take pictures with the families, and there were tears everywhere. It's a really cool day, as divorces go. But no, it was really cool. So yeah, adoption day was great. You should go sit on a court, man. It would like take that Grinch heart of yours and just make it grow
Oh,
3
it'll
times
melt
bigger.
you.
It'll melt you. Adoption day. It's like adopting puppies from the shelter,
What
but
are you
with people.
trying to say? Like, I don't appreciate happiness?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to accept it, but you can say that you want.
I'm going to
if you
say it.
want.
I'm lying.
That's really strange.
Okay, so back to judge stuff.
Okay, no, I do have a question because the two things y'all primarily cover, to me, it's fair to say that it doesn't seem thrilling. But then again, if you read between the lines, I bet you run into some really strange behavior, like human behavior, because of wills, and then especially with land. And so, I mean, there's some weird people out there, and it doesn't come out until you get the official documents usually. And
It's better than TV.
So my fiance is a nurse, and she worked at a Houston hospice, and she wouldn't tell me any details, but she goes, the one thing I'm coming away from this job is get a dang will.
Yeah.
Because they fight it out right then and there over the dead body, and she's like, I can't believe these people would do it.
Oh, they're bringing in the will like the last coughing seconds.
Your grandma signed this.
We had a case where there was a man that was dying. He was a trustee of a trust, and the beneficiaries thought that he had taken money, and he had cancer, and he was on all kinds of treatment. He was in the hospital like on his last days, and the lawyers wanted me to order him to do a deposition, like literally on his deathbed.
I believe it.
And opposing counsel was saying he can't breathe. He can't he can't breathe. And the counsel that wanted the deposition said, well, that's okay. We'll go for 5 minutes and then we'll break and then we'll go another 5 minutes.
That's
it can be ruthless.
So so I'm saying, so
once
as a
for
judge,
yes and twice for no.
Basically, yes.
Well, as a judge, I know your tagline is you follow the law, and so that's what brings you these decisions. Like, it's up to you, right?
That's discretionary.
And
law doesn't say make him, whether you have to make him do it.
I imagine there's scenarios that do though, but you probably haven't encountered him yet. Luckily,
I did not order the deposition.
So yeah, that's what.
Good on you.
And then he died, and I think the
right
lawyer,
in front of you,
not in front of me. But every time the case would come to court after that, then the lawyer that wanted the deposition would make sure to tell me. And this was the case. I couldn't get the deposition because, remember, you wouldn't give it to us.
Here's another quarter. Now call someone who cares.
I did care. I mean, I felt bad that there was a source of.
Well, no, clearly you cared.
Yeah.
They didn't care.
They didn't. Yeah.
But I'm not. And plus, how good is deposition testimony going to be for someone who's on painkillers that's dying from cancer?
Oh, that's right.
So I'm not even sure that it would have been credible testimony, even if I had the Grinch heart to make him actually give the deposition while he was in his last hours of life. But yeah, we see crazy things.
Well, that's
crazy
what
things happen.
I mean, I can't imagine, because those are the kind of court cases that no one. I mean, I imagine the news will cover occasional will and things like that, but to go through the paperwork and go through the family stress, especially on the wills and things like that, is just funny. My fiance always came. She's like, just get a stupid will. Just get it. And
she's right.
I've got to update mine.
If you're listening, if you're out there and you're listening and you don't have a will, get a will.
Yeah.
And people will still come in and fight even if you have a will.
Well, equally important, make sure it's a current will. The wrong wife's getting all my
she's
stuff.
She's gotten to the point where sometimes they come and ask them questions.
Right.
And she's like, we're nurses. We don't want to deal with this crap. We're trying to make people feel good about themselves passing away, in a sense, and like we're here to tend to these people's needs, not to decide who gets what or who's doing what.
Yeah, my mother's brother just recently died, and it looked like it was going to be one of those wacky situations because he gave all of his possessions to charity. He wrote both of his kids out, and they just found out about it when he passed away, so that never makes for a good situation. And so my mom's calling me on the drive to the other state she's going to, and I'm having to tell her, now when you get there, videotape everything that's in the house because things are going to start disappearing. And when you go open the safety deposit box, videotape that so no one accuses you of stealing something out of the safe deposit box. But just all these things that you've learned from the crazy things you've seen in court. and then you don't want that happening to one of your loved ones. So I finally just told her, you know what, just decline. Don't be the executor. You'll be a lot happier person not to have to deal with this. But it took me a good 48 hours to get her to understand. She kept giving advice to the kids, and I kept telling her, don't do that. Quit giving them legal advice. And finally, about on the second day, she finally got that, like, those are her adversaries. She says, oh, I'm against them? And I'm like, yes, you're against them. You have to make sure all this stuff goes to the charity where your brother said it was supposed to go to, and they don't want that to happen. And then she was like, oh, that's why you keep telling me not to give them advice. I'm like, I wish you would just do what I tell
Mom, I'm a judge. When I say don't do this, you don't do it.
You can't be a prophet in your own country. Never.
Well,
I'm still her little girl.
The situations you deal with, a lot of people never day-to-day think about
No.
that they're ever going to be in.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, especially when you're talking about the landowner and you invite the three landowners to be part of it, it's kind of strange to me to find. I can't imagine finding somebody that fits that bill every single time, because I imagine you can't use the same three people every single time, can you?
I think I could if I wanted to, but I don't.
Because, I mean, there's different perspectives on it. It's kind of, I imagine it's like doing a jury process, right? Where can the other side not like those three people?
They can object. They can
Okay.
object, and each side gets one objection. And
Okay.
so they can say, I don't like that commissioner you appointed.
That one commissioner.
I
but
want
the
a
other
different
two,
one.
Yeah.
And then, so I've had cases where I've appointed 3, and each side has objected to 1, and so 2 new ones got put in there. I typically try and look for people who have some kind of business experience, you know, kind of people who understand maybe real estate. I try not to just get people that are going to have to miss work, you know.
Was Creighton, what's his name? Or
Creighton.
Rep guy?
Brandon
Brandon
Creighton.
Creighton.
He's
Right.
a senator now.
A senator. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking,
Oh.
he's a real estate guy, right? That's where he started?
Yeah. Him and was the Signorellis?
Someone. But
Yeah.
I know he did big land here, so
Mhm.
you should totally get him to be, and just see what he says.
Well, that might be a conflict because
Would it?
because the state of Texas
Yeah, he may be wanting the
is
land grab. He may
condemning
want my
authority
house.
sometimes.
Man,
He
so
may
that's-
want my house. He can have it for the right price, but
I'm not saying it would, but I would be concerned.
Yeah, that's
with
true. I
his-
didn't even think about that.
his
I
Sorry.
think it would be.
I
think it
would
would
be
be a
concerned about
conflict.
that. Yeah.
Because it's either going to be the state or the county or a city or
Right.
a government entity.
So, like,
taking
if
that
It's
land
always going to be that.
If
And-
a school
and
district
he's
was doing
part of the government.
right, if a school district was doing a land condemnation, I would steer away from people that I knew were like on school boards or
Yeah.
teachers or stuff like that.
But it's always going to be, the other side's always, in those cases, are always going to be the government. There's never going to be like, I'm trying to buy land from somebody.
It shouldn't be. The only time I've ever gotten a private entity in one of those situations, it's a really special carve out, is when they're doing a pipeline.
Okay.
An oil and gas company, I've seen that come in, and I thought it was very strange. And so I really grilled the lawyers, and then they brought me all the case law from the appellate cases saying this is
how we had to do it.
okay.
Yeah.
But then it ended up later on, I think the Supreme Court kind of raised their eyebrows at it. But at the time it came in front of me. So if it's going to be what they call a common carrier, so if an oil and gas company is coming to put a pipeline through someplace, but they're going to let like multiple entities, like it'll be public domain, like more than one company can run their oil and gas
Yeah.
through that, then somehow it makes it okay for them to be a condemning authority.
Well, like, I know, I don't know the full story behind the antenna over there in Missouri City, because there's like a thing called like the TV antenna, where basically this company built this huge tower, and then people could use it to put, like, there's like 4 TV stations on it.
oh yeah,
You know, 17 radio stations, but I think that was what it became, that because so many people were a part of that area, and
So that's how they got.
I think
condemning
that's
rights,
how
because
they did it. Yeah,
They
'cause it
let
fell over.
multiple.
Mhm.
It fell.
Mhm.
Oh no, it's like, y'all don't know this?
I know it.
No,
I have friends in Missouri City. Hey,
no,
big
yeah,
thing, it
no.
fell
This
over.
thing felt like they have video footage, like in the '80s, late '80s.
It's like what, 900 feet tall. Or
It
something?
killed 6 people.
Yeah, it was like
'Cause
it's
they
like the
were-
size
they
of
were doing
Transco
it.
Tower. It was this huge structure, and it
It just, I mean, it was a little creepy because
Yeah.
it looked like it was just paper. It's like, pew, and then it fell, and they filmed it. So, yeah, it's
Those are
pretty,
the good days.
pretty extreme. So.
Yeah. So let's talk about our court visitor program. Can we talk about that?
Yeah,
it's next on my
sure.
list. You want to go to break first, or
Yeah,
stick with us?
let's just do a really quick sponsored break.
You gonna stick with us till 11?
Sure.
We can
Awesome.
do that. So welcome to Mornings Lone Star. See you later, Mornings Lone Star. We'll be right back after a quick sponsored message. See you in a bit.
Clean Sweep Office Cleaning has been Montgomery County's business cleaning service since 2002, offering professional office cleaning in areas such as restroom, stairwells, elevator, floor care, pretty much every angle of your office. One-time cleaning is available, but you will want these guys back. Offering daily, weekly, monthly scheduled cleanings, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning works around your business needs. Schedule a cleaning today online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or call 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Between the Crichton Theater and the Owen Theater, Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with tasty treats and Italy's favorite coffee. Have your favorite coffee or just have a midday snack be personally delivered to you at any location in downtown Conroe. All you have to do is call 936-CONROE-C or 936-266-7632.
We'd like to thank our sponsor at Conroe Coffee for supporting Mornings with Lone Star and Lone Star Community Radio. Don't forget to check them out online at conroecoffee.com.
We're back. We're in our final 15 minutes or so. Man, the days has been zipping by, but we got Judge Claudia Laird from Montgomery County Court at Law 2
Yeah.
and Court Investigator Colleen Rice here.
Having fun this morning.
Yeah, we had some fun. We're finding out some interesting stuff. We still
So
don't know.
get a will.
Get a will. Make sure it
And
goes to the right wife.
You're gonna be spending a lot of time in court if the government's taking your land or you're given the land or whatever. But if the government's involved,
And
it's
it
gonna
takes
take
a long
some
time, 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, and you can't do it at your house.
Right. And what else have we found? We haven't found out what the cloth composition of a judge's robe is. I ask every judge I come across, and they don't know. You wear it every day. You should know what you're putting on your body. That's all I'm
sure
saying.
it's polyester.
It's not a natural fiber. I
Right,
do
I'm
know
sure,
that.
but how much polyester, how much rayon, how much cotton? Come on.
Do you know we have summer robes and winter robes?
No way. Get
They're
out of here.
apparently, and all I have is winter robes, and I didn't I was so hot. And then more experienced judge at Baby Judges School said, "Well, that's because you have winter robes. You need to get a summer
Is there
robe."
is there a place for like nurse scrubs, but it's for like judge robes? Is there a
Robes.
company?
I think there is.
Do you buy your own robe?
You know what?
Is that where the Presbyterian preachers go to? Like all the
Robes and
They're
more.
pretty
small.
Robes are us, and all the
Yeah.
R's are backwards.
Peggy bought me my first robe, which was so kind of her because she kind of suffered through the campaign with me.
But she bought you a winter robe, so I think she kind of stuck it to you there.
Well, she knows I get cold really easy,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, sometimes the robes can be really hot.
So we want to talk about. You have some programs. One question I had.
Do you have to wear the
beforehand-
robe?
You don't have to wear the robe, but and
Sorry.
sometimes I don't wear the robe, but typically during probate docket when people are coming in and
They expect the robe, so.
well, I just feel like it's such a solemn occasion. People are coming to probate their loved one's last will. I think it's really, really serious. So I
So you're saying
always make it
there's
a point
not
to
a
wear the
future
robe.
of TV in probate court, like Judge Judy kind of
They
thing?
got judge. They got probate. Yeah, they got divorce court. They got moral
I
court.
mean,
Probate court. Dun dun dun.
If,
you think so?
if
I
you
don't
pick the right cases.
There you go. What are your thoughts on those British barrister wigs? Yes, no, maybe.
No.
Okay.
Don't you have to dust those things
Yes, you
for
do.
lice
Powder.
and powder and all kinds of
Yeah.
things?
Okay.
No, please don't do that.
See,
to me.
she has a firm stance on the wigs.
I
There we go.
do.
Well, no, she's saying she doesn't approve of what they do over there.
Yeah, you
No,
just
that's-
said Anglo-American
I'm just kidding.
relations,
I'm just
judicial
kidding.
relations back
over
10 years
over there,
Over there,
there across the pond.
across
Yeah.
the pond.
Well,
So
they have their thing and we have our thing. That's why we're here and they're
What's our
there.
thing?
Well, we don't do that thing that they do over there.
You need
So
to
that's
watch-
our thing is we don't do what they
basically,
do.
That's right.
Okay.
the best film that shows the difference between American and British courts is A Fish Called Wanda. Seriously, you find all you need to know about the British court system in that movie.
Never saw it.
I saw it, but it's been like 25 years.
Boy, I'm just surrounded by people who just
It was
don't
cute.
watch the movies. You need to watch A Fish
Was
Called
Wanda a beta fish?
Wanda is a fish,
Oh,
not a beta, but Wanda's also Jamie Lee Curtis.
oh, Well, I have to
Yeah, there you
put
go.
that on the.
Is this a
holiday.
cartoon?
No, it's a movie with Kevin Kline and John Cleese and
See, I'm with you this time. I've heard of it, but I'm out of.
I know.
Michael
I never
Palin?
heard of it. The way they're describing it sounds like a cartoon because she says she was a fish.
no. There's a fish in the movie, and the fish is called Wanda, but Jamie Lee Curtis is also called Wanda, so there's mayhem and hijinks result.
Oh, so Jamie Lee Curtis isn't a fish.
No, she's a woman.
This
Okay.
movie sounds horrible.
No, it's good.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so, well, a quick question I have.
We
County
only have
Court
a
of
couple
Law
more
2,
minutes, so we got to wrap
and I'm
this
going to
up.
be quick. Is that elected or appointed position?
It's elected.
Okay,
It's elected.
cool.
So
When are you up for next week?
I'm up right now, but you know what?
Hmm.
Thank you, Montgomery County. I don't have an opponent, so I
Why?
get another 4 years as long
Why is
as
that?
one person votes for me. So please, someone,
Why
Don't
not?
forget to
I'll
vote
vote
for
for
yourself.
you.
Yeah, we'll vote for what the
someone
heck.
vote for me.
Well, hopefully you can vote for yourself.
I can.
Okay, so you're good there.
Hopefully I don't mess that up.
She forgets. Wait, I'm supposed to put the X on the one I don't want?
Skippy got write-ins. Oh, man.
Hey, I tied for third in the presidential race.
Hey, what are you talking about write-ins over there? Stop that.
You
That's
know.
a bad idea.
I'm so not going up against Claudia. But okay, so
Beta fish.
You have a court
No.
volunteer program. Talk to us about that.
I do. So I need people to know about the court volunteer program
Very
because
important.
we're begging for volunteers. So if you think that this is something that would be part of something that you would find good to do in your heart, we'd love to see you. So our wards, the people who are under our guardianships, we don't see them after the first day they come into court. So if we have someone with autism that turns 18 and they get a guardianship over them, then they could have a guardianship until they're 80 and they die, and then we don't see them again. So we don't know what's going on with them out in the world. And so we train people from the community to go and check on them and just make sure that they're okay and they haven't disappeared and no one's taking advantage of them.
Is this similar to CASA, but for adults?
Sort of.
Sort of?
Same general idea. Colleen, why don't you talk about, she manages our program.
We do need help. For anyone who feels like they may have a little bit of time to spare and may be interested, we are talking about the wards in our court who are under guardianship are some of the weakest of our community because they may be completely incapacitated or partially incapacitated, and we've appointed a guardian over them. In most circumstances, that guardian does everything in the ward's best interest, but there are occasional circumstances when someone doesn't necessarily do their job properly, or the person may be emotionally or financially abused, even under guardianship. So the purpose of the court visitor program is just to touch base with them. You can fill out a form with us, an application to become a visitor, and once you are, you're assigned one case or as many cases as you're interested in, or one at a time. And when you get that case, your first thing you would do is to reach out to the guardian and interview them about how the ward's been doing over the past year or so. And you're going to complete a report. But the most integral part is that you will actually physically go and meet with the ward. And some wards can communicate a lot, and they may have a whole lot to say about their guardian and their circumstances. And you're going to evaluate where they're living, and do they have the clothes that they need? Do they look like they've been getting the medical care that they need? Do they look like they've been well fed? Are they still socially active? To the best of their ability to be able to participate in society? Because we want to make sure that they're still doing the things that they love to do and they're engaged to the best of their ability. And so the court visitor is really, really important because that's the person who will go out and touch base with these wards and with the guardians to make sure there aren't any problems. And if there ever are problems, we, urge the court visitor to come back to us and give us a call immediately so that we can see what can be done to address them. Most of the times, everything checks out just perfectly and everybody's good to go, and we just, file a report and on to the next person. But there are the occasional times that somebody does really need something, or things have fallen through the crack, or perhaps the guardian has passed away and that person's still out there without anyone to help them, or the guardian is becoming disabled themselves or ill.
Or the ward has gotten better.
Or the
and they don't need a
ward,
guardianship.
we do have some circumstances where the ward is actually improved. A lot of times with traumatic brain injuries, it's a great thing. But their rights are still taken away until they come back to the court and petition for a restoration or a modification of the rights that they can have. So it's really important. We can't be everywhere. The judge has a full docket, and we need people, feet and hands on the ground, and you're really doing very, very important work to go out and meet with these people.
There are 463 guardianships in Montgomery County, and we try and get to each of these at least one time during the year. And the most important thing, I don't want someone to be discouraged, like, wow, that sounds like a big responsibility. It is a big responsibility. But once you get out there and you meet with these wonderful people, if you see something was wrong, you don't have to do more investigation yourself. You just come back and tell the pro, Colleen, and then she goes back out and does the formal investigation. But it's just it's our eyes in the world to let us know, hey, we think there might be a problem here. And we've had that happen before. We've had someone say, it just didn't feel right.
They just had a feeling.
And when we went and looked into it, sure enough, the person was being physically neglected, financially exploited. And because of that court visitors report, we were able to reach out and get that person out of the situation that they were in. And that was a college student that was interning for us and caught it. So it's just, I like to say, if your mom or dad was in a nursing home and you went to visit them, what would you look for? Do they look like they're okay? Do they look like they're upset? Do they look like they have sores or they're not eating? So it's not rocket science. It's just eyes and a heart in the community to.
These guardians are going to try and most of the guardians are so fantastic.
They are.
But if anyone has anything to hide, of course they're going to put on the best face. They're going to clean the house. They're going to make sure the ward's well dressed. This takes the kind of person that's going to go out there and really put their thinking cap on and get their feet wet and visit with these people and kind of get to know them and how their life works, and just to make sure that everything lines up and seems right.
This sounds like an awesome program. If someone wanted to be a part of this, who would they call? What would they
They can call our court, and I would be able to email them a copy of the application, or they can come by and pick one up. But there's also one on our website.
That's not court beta. That's court.
County Court of Law number 2.
There you go.
I think you're going to look under probate, and then you're going to look under guardianship, and then the application is within that.
Cool. We'll be sure to put that website and the phone number on our recap of the show. So this sounds like an awesome program. I'm going to look into this myself. This sounds great.
It's our Guardian Angel program.
Guardian Angel program. People know it, love it, be it.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for coming in and talking on the air.
Yeah.
And we learned a lot today. I did.
I know.
Just down the road, guys. If you're
There are 2 vaults.
There are 2 vaults.
One
All right.
owned by Mormons, the other not.
That's right.
This is important.
You're listening to Mornings of Lone Star. We are shutting down for today, but there's more stuff coming out on Lone Star Community Radio. Check us out online, irlonestar.com. And special thanks to our sponsors, Conroe Coffee and Clean Sweep Office Clean. If you did enjoy today's show, we do podcasts on YouTube every single morning. So if you like us on Facebook, follow us on iTunes, Google Play, and also YouTube, all that kind of stuff.
Dick,
Sean?
see you tomorrow.
Yeah, sure, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow morning,
let's do it
9
again tomorrow.
a.m.
Ladies,
we'll see you
thanks for being in
guys
the studio with us.
We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for checking out this production of Lone Star Community Radio. Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station. Don't forget to check out this show and many others across the Lone Star Community Radio Network, either live on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, the Lone Star Internet Radio app, or irlonestar.com's live audio stream, and on replay on podcast, Channel 12's Our City TV in Conroe, or Channel 21 KVQT in Houston, and of course their YouTube channel. This production is copyrighted and all rights are reserved by Lone Star Community Radio. Have a question regarding this program or other Lone Star Community Radio shows? Want to sponsor or start your own show? Call the station message line at 936-647-3776 or email the station at lscrstudios@gmail.com.